So this is the new 2026 Triumph Trident 800. Oh boy, it's fun to ride. This is not ordinarily the type of bike that's in my wheelhouse. A friend of mine told me I need to get out of my comfort zone, and I'd say this is a little bit of that. This is a fun bike. So I'm going to go with the idea that this is a Roadster, and I think the Roadster is very close to the family tree of the modern classic. That's what I'm going with. And this new 800 has the round headlight. It's got a little bit of a cowl in front. And to me, it's just non-transformer enough looking that I think I'm allowed to fall in love with this bike. So let's talk some more about it.
Thank you for tuning in to Retro Modern Moto. If you have not subscribed yet, please do, and keep checking in with us because I keep finding plenty of motorcycles to talk about. The Trident 800 is brand new for 2026. It comes in 3 flavors: the jet black, the ash gray, which might be my favorite, and the carnival red. And if you do have a particular favorite in one of those colors, run to your dealer right now because they are starting to run out of them. The bike is based on what Triumph calls on its website the original Hooligan, the 1994 Triumph Speed Triple. The 1200 Speed Triples and the 765 Street Triples combined with the 2 Tridents, the 800 and the 660, make up the Roadster category for Triumph. And I'll be riding the jet black version today, courtesy of our friends from Belle Plaine Motorsports in beautiful Belle Plaine, Minnesota.
Well, let's talk about some of the specs that matter. This bike weighs about 436 pounds. I think Triumph's site calls it 436.5, so that's pretty precise. It runs on 17-inch wheels, front and rear. Pretty beefy rubber at 120 on the front and a 180 on the back. And it's got 113 horsepower, which is about double the horsepower of the bikes I've been riding lately, but and it feels it. This is really a fun bike to ride. This reminds me a little bit of my Triumph 1050 Tiger and had something of a similar feel because that famous Triumph Triple really has a character of its own.
The bike is liquid cooled, 798 cc's. It has a fully adjustable Showa suspension system, fully adjustable front and rear, and has Triumph branded brakes, a dual 310mm in front and a single 220 in the rear. The bike puts out 113 horsepower and 62 foot-pounds of torque, and the 800 has the upswept exhaust as opposed to the 660, which I really like. I think it gives it a little bit more of a classic look. All 3 colorways have those gorgeous cast alloy 5-spoke wheels in gold that really add a little bit of elegance to the bike. And let me mention, it sounds great. The bike is great for tooling around town. I obviously was not in an urban environment, but the lightweight and maneuverability of the bike combined with the light clutch pull and really nice fueling makes it really feel effortless getting around town. But this is what the bike was built for: spirited backroad riding. The sweepers and twisties are just a blast on this bike. The engine revs up to about 11,500 RPM redline, and peak horsepower is up there about 10,500, but the bike doesn't still really feel that peaky. Peak torque is at 8,500 RPM, but it does feel very usable through that whole rev range. So really fun to ride. In fact, for a retro modern bike rider, this bike is really exhilarating. Well, what about touring on this bike? Well, long tours would likely be difficult because of luggage constraints. But for short tours, that 2 or 3 day type ride where you've got some either soft throw over bags or you've got everything in your backpack, this bike could be terrific. The seating position, we'll talk about that again in a little bit, is conducive certainly to longer term rides. And it's also got standard cruise control, which would be great for touring. And frankly, it would also be great to keep you out of trouble just a little bit because it would be easy to go really fast on this bike. As I said, the seating position is quite comfortable. I'm just under 6 feet tall, and here is what it looks like for me. I think, as I mentioned on the question about touring, I think I could ride this bike for a long way and still be comfortable. The seat height is 31.6 inches, and the knee bend is actually really comfortable for a sport bike.
So here's the things I'm noticing in my transition from modern classic guy to hooligan. One, the quick shifter is really fun. I've never had a quick shifter before, and frankly I'm afraid to use it because I don't want to get used to it for all the bikes that I have that do require a clutch. But it's really fun, particularly in those first few gears. It does have a full up and down quick shifter mechanism, and boy, after not having one before, I kind of get that now. The other thing is you forget what 113 horsepower feels like. It's punchy, it's fun to ride. You feel a lot of the power up in the upper ranges of the rev range, and really, really fun to fly around on. It does have 3 ride modes: rain, road, and sport. I've been riding around today in road. I'm frankly not going to try sport. I'll wait for my further evolution into hooliganism to get into sport, but road provides plenty of punch and plenty of excitement, in my humble opinion.
So here's what I'm learning. The industry seems to be expanding the portion of this Roadster category that's a little bit less aggressive, both in looks, riding position, and riding style. And frankly, I'm interested. For a guy with a Bonneville mentality, this seems like the kind of bike that could expand my riding style without getting too far from my modern classic sensibility. And thanks again to our friends at Belle Plaine Motorsports, who are, if not the longest, they're one of the longest tenured Triumph dealers in the entire United States, having started with Triumph in 1997. Thank you for watching Retro Modern Moto, and as a special reward for getting to the end of the video, here's a completely unrelated video of Maddie and I riding around in our Triumph sidecar. Thanks again, and please consider subscribing to Retro Modern Moto. Thank you.